Thank you very much, Wilfried. Great story. Let me share my screen. A great story, and I think it's the perfect build up to what I want to tell, because you and Michelle and Jeffrey, you addressed it so many times that digital transformation is about people and that you need to skill those people to be ready for technical intensity and to create these change agents and drive transformation, drive digital transformation. Um, but for those of you who recently joined this event, I introduced myself at the beginning, but my name is Patrick Kersten. I'm program director at Computrain and I'm chairman of the board of the LLPA. And I will now continue with a story on how we can help you with skilling your people. How can you build skills plans? How can we support you in setting that next step? And that's all needed because technology is developing rapidly and there is a need for companies, for your companies to adapt to it. And as Wilfried also mentioned, digital transformation is less about that technology, but it's more about the people to adopt it. And you can buy basically any technology, but your ability to adapt to it depends on developing the next generation of skills. Only then you will be able to benefit from the technologies. And it's important to close the skills gap and future-proofing the potential of yourself and your workforce. And when you adapt yourself the best to this, tech intensity will give you the competitive advantage and bringing you lots of business opportunities, way more than you have now. And most companies realize this, but only a few companies have a digital transformation strategy, including a clear skills development plan. And that's, I think, a very important part. And the need to reskill or to skill your people or reskill your people is becoming more and more important every day. And that's also according to the research by the World Economic Forum. And in their Future of Jobs report, 50% of the managers and executives that they interviewed, they indicate that there is a real need to skill or reskill their workforces within the next 5 years. And even most of these interviewed managers and executives, they indicate that their organization is already at the moment facing a skills gap, or they expect it to happen within the next 5 years. And that's quite shocking. People are realizing that they are facing a skills gap, but that's not always a good strategy behind how to solve it. And that's what we can try to help you with, to give you insights with these events, but also now with my presentation, how we can help you in the real skilling part. Because most of you or many companies are taking actions by hiring new talent, but there is not enough talent in the market, and there's a huge need to build the skills in your current workforce and reskill and cross-skill your people. Computrain and LLPA, we have taken our responsibility. It's our business, it's our core business to support companies in skilling your workforce. And for that, we have a vast set of skilling services. And you see them here on the screen. And of course, on the bottom left side, you see our typical in-person classroom training that we do for many years already in the classroom. Unfortunately, we've had a period behind us where it was not possible to train in the classroom, but it is possible again in smaller groups since a couple of weeks already. But instead of that, and you see that on the top right corner, there's this virtual classroom training, which is also instructor-led, but in a virtual classroom modality. People sitting like we are sitting now behind our computers and watching a course and interacting with the trainer during that course. But what we've also seen before COVID, but it accelerated during COVID and accelerated because of virtual classroom, that there's a huge request for blended learning, hybrid learning, where we combine self-paced learning with a compressed IoT course with not 5 days in the classroom, but 2 days in the virtual classroom. Because for some people, it's quite difficult to sit 5 days in a row in a virtual classroom and listen to a trainer. That asks for a lot of discipline. So we combined classroom training about 2 days with self-paced learning to make sure that people are well prepared for the course when they get into the classroom training. And I think the power of a blended model like that, a hybrid model like that, is that it supports the people that want instructor-led training by compressing the time and giving them the time and flexibility to study before they attend the course. They can study in the time. They don't have to, if they have the kids around, you don't need to train at that moment. You can use the evenings. You can use your own time. And for the people that really already liked self-paced training, self-paced learning, we added the ILT sessions because only self-paced training is not the best option for everyone. If you don't have enough discipline, then it's something that you really need to. What really helps is having this training in your calendar where you need to be prepared for. And we have other modalities of hybrid learning, like the continuous learning, where you have a couple of sessions with a trainer, and in between you're using your self-paced learning using online learning platforms, which I will talk about later. And also something that we do a lot at Computrain is the full service bootcamp. It's a bootcamp where you start 4 to 6 weeks with training at your own pace, really towards the goal of getting certified, towards the goal of going into the bootcamp classroom, virtual classroom, where you are completely prepped for one or multiple exams. It's a real pressure cooker environment, and I will talk about that a little bit later with some results that we had with customers. But you also might think, okay, well, nice story, Patrick, but this is 5 modalities. Maybe you have 6 or 7 or 8 or 10, but it's very difficult to see the overview. And you're talking about training, but also exam services and nurturing services that you see in the middle. Well, let me talk a little bit about that more, because we created a framework, Computrain, together with our members in the LLPA. We created a framework to connect all the services and create an end-to-end solution for you. An end-to-end solution that is not only about training and all the different modalities, online, ILT, but also for preparing in a proper way for the exam and also taking the exam. And once you have finished that journey, starting the journey again for the next step, while really driving continuous learning and lifelong learning. And it's called the Cloud Certification Circle. It's also where this event is named after, C3, Cloud Certification Circle, Cloud to the Power of 3. And with the Cloud Certification Circle, we aim to support you and your learners in their full learning journey. And step 1 of that learning journey is the training deliveries. The training deliveries as they can be online using skillsacademy.com or futureproof.net, and I will talk about skillsacademy.com later. But also ILT training in the classrooms that we have at Computrain or the virtual classrooms that we have at Computrain. And really learning in the way that fits you best, online, blended, or classroom. Virtual classroom. And then after that, it's important to be prepared for the exam. And I know that in the Netherlands, we have a certification culture, more or less. People like to be certified. They like to be able to show their colleagues, their customers, or your managers that you are certified, because you can really show that you are able to do something. You can show that you know something, and that's important, because if you are responsible for managing a big infrastructure at your company, wouldn't it be good to also show everybody that you are capable of doing that? And I always try to make the comparison with pilots or doctors. If they are very good at their jobs, well, that's a hygiene factor. You need to be able to perform your job in a proper way. You need to be able to land a plane in a proper way if you're a pilot. But what if this pilot would not have a license to fly, but would be very good at flying? Would you still fly, or once we are able to fly again to holiday locations, would you jump on that plane? Would you go on that plane with a pilot that doesn't have a license? I don't think so. So that's why we say examination certification is very important. And it's the second step in our cloud certification circle. You do a training in the first step, and then you prepare yourselves in a proper way for these certifications. And we have services for that, like exam prep sessions. We're using measure practice tests a lot to really prepare for an exam. But we also have things like FAQ sessions, Q&A sessions. It's all part of the end-to-end learning journey that we offer. And then once you are prepared well for the exam, we also can offer you to take over the exam certification or the certification scheduling services. At LLPA, we do have a service for that. So if there's a big project and let's say you have 100 people, we can take over scheduling the exams for those 100 people. And we also know then who took which exam, what exam, or did they take the exam, and what is the result, because we follow up with the people what the result is. And we will not disclose any personal details, don't be afraid of that, but we will disclose the results of the program. And if you have 100 people, we will disclose to you how many were certified. So you get, well, I wouldn't call it a return on investment, but you get some kind of justification of your investment, of your training investment. And then it gives you this end-of-end journey from training to certification to also reporting on what the results of the certification were. But all these services are glued together in the cloud certification circle, but the backbone of the cloud certification circle is Skills Academy. Skills Academy is a platform that we developed a few years ago, also in close cooperation with Jeffrey, the first speaker of the keynote. We set it up with LLPA and Microsoft, and it's an online learning platform previously called Azure Academy, but it's now Skills Academy because it's more than only Azure. And it's set up to provide online learning to our customers and to provide online preparation possibilities in hybrid programs. If there's a hybrid program with 4 weeks self-paced study and 2 days exam preparation in a classroom, then you prepare, or you can prepare using Skills Academy. So we developed this online platform. It's a skilling platform with online training, and it can be used to close the skills gap and prepare your workforce in those programs and prepare them for the future. And we also have a Skills Academy for business version of that, because if you want to have a white label platform, a white label Skills Academy platform, and I will show you that at the moment we have more than 195 customers that have chosen a white label platform. But if you want that, then you have more or less the own look of feel. And with that own platform, you can prepare your workforce for their current and future roles. They have all training available at the moment that they want it. It can drive certification. And having all the people and being able for them to train in Skills Academy, that results in a strong learning culture. And long life learning becomes the standard then. And it's important to drive long life learning because things change continuously, so you need to stay up to date. And if you have these people, and if they are up to date, I'm guaranteeing you, it will improve revenue and growth. So I want to show you a couple of features of Skills Academy. And I mentioned already the branding. Skills Academy is available for you in a branded way, so you can have a logo on it, your company logo. You can have a featured image on the front page, and the logo will be visible all through the platform. But the content is very important. It contains the official Microsoft content, and even more and more each day, because we are using an API for MS Learn. And Wilfried and Jeffrey and Michel, they talked about MS Learn. It's the content that is being made available by Microsoft for you to prepare or to learn. And what we've done at Skills Academy, we publish the learning tracks, the certification tracks, which contain the modules for MS Learn, and we bring them to you in a very nice overview, grouped by job role and by product. And this is a way to easily start preparing or start your learning journey. That I will show you some screens later. Well, we've talked about skill support and seamlessly connected, maybe not in those words, but the Skills Academy is the backbone of the certification circle. And in the certification circle, we have certification services, scheduling services, and we have an alignment to the MCP certification. And in Skills Academy, it's possible to also order your, or to purchase an exam voucher, for instance, or to register for an ILT course or an exam preparation service. And last but not least, it's the reporting capabilities. We are able to report on usage of the content. So if you have 100 people in your company using Skills Academy, we can report to you which person or which persons are using which models and which certification tracks. Of course, if they give their consent during enrolling. If they do not give their consent, it's anonymous data, but it still will give you an overview of the usage without seeing the names of the people. And for some of the content in Skills Academy, we also provide progress reports. And at the moment, we are also in conversation with Microsoft in Redmond, how we can add those progress reports from the content that is being provided by MS Learn. But for other content that we have, we provide progress reports also on an individual level. But I think the management reports really are very important in this. Just to give you a quick overview on how Skills Academy looks like. This is the general LLPA portal, so it's not the white labeled version, but we do have white labeled versions for many customers already. Like I said, 195. Also in the Netherlands, but also international companies, big international companies and smaller local companies. And if you look at Skills Academy, there is a catalog of job roles, and in the job roles we have put all the learning tracks and all the courses that are needed for a specific job role, from administrator to business analyst to data engineer to functional consultant, security engineer. Security is the new portfolio, the new training portfolio launched recently by Microsoft. And in a few weeks ago, we already offered the first courses of security fundamentals with Computrain and LLPA. And if you click on a job role like business user, you can see the different tracks that are available in a business user in this category. And as a user, you can click on a track and enroll in this track, and then you will have the courses in your dashboard. And you can easily, from the dashboard in Skills Academy, launch a module in MS Learn or resume a model in MS Learn. So you have this one-stop environment with all your courses, plus there's this reporting capability for you as a company. And this reporting capability looks a little bit like this. You can see which solution areas training has been done in. You can see also in the top table in which countries, if you're an international company, in which countries are your users located. You can see some key metrics on how many users, how many course enrollments, how many started courses, completion rate, also very important. And there are some graphs, some charts at the bottom, which show you a little bit about how user enrollments, course enrollments and course completions have evolved over the months. So this is available in a Skills Academy for business. And we have, like I said, many customer portals already. And this is just a subset of companies that have their Skills Academy portal. And at the moment, there's a total of 45,000 students that started more than 100,000 courses already and 11,000 courses completed. And If you are interested in a portal like that, then just contact me, because it's possible to get your own portal. Of course, it comes with a price, but I'll explain you more about the options if you are interested. And you can send me an email to the mail address that will be on the last slide of this presentation, or you can also call me because my phone number is also there. So I can explain you more about the capabilities. Do a quick run through the portal. But like I said, it's the backbone of our cloud certification circle, and it's the backbone of our hybrid modalities, of our blended solutions. And the blended solution that I already explained is visually represented here. On the left-hand side, you see a Customer Skills Academy portal. The portal is customer.skillsacademy.com. And in this portal, as part of a hybrid solution, we have people train and prepare for 4 weeks online to be well prepared for the second phase, which is then an exam preparation workshop. And an exam preparation workshop can be a 2-day training. Typically, we compress a 4- and 5-day training into 2 days exam training, and a 3-day or a 2-day training we compress into 1 day per exam. And of course, that can be a ILT course on site, or that can be an ILT course in a virtual classroom. But we bundle it with everything that's needed, all the courseware that's needed, all the labs that are needed, and of course also a measure practice test to be well prepared for the exam in phase 3. And if you see this picture, you see this our cloud certification circle, because phase 1 is the training, phase 2 is the exam preparation, and phase 3 is the certification. And I must say, at the moment, many customers are now training with us using this model, because it gives the flexibility in the self-paced training stage, and it gives the quality of being able to engage with trainers in the exam prep workshop stage. And then the question might be, okay, Patrick, nice story maybe, but how, for which training can you offer this? Because is this only for cloud courses, or is it for all the Microsoft courses? Well, the answer is we can offer modalities like this for all courses. Also, the Skills Academy portal, it contains content that is not only connected to Microsoft certification. It also contains content that is extra. Data science with Python is something that's also on the platform. So some information about IT support, information training on software development fundamentals. All those courses are also in the Skills Academy portal. But many of you need to start with knowledge on the Microsoft Cloud, on the Azure Cloud. So that's why I took this picture in my presentation and say, okay, well, there's a lot of certification posters in the market, or certification information, and that's very good information. But what we still could not easily find, or what the customers still cannot find easily, is the dependency of the courses. So that's what we have here, and this is only for the Azure and the data and AI part. But we have this in a broader sense for all the solution areas as well. And here, this is what we use in the skills plan conversations with you to see, okay, well, you have people who need to become a solution architect. Well, if they want to become a solution architect, they need an exam, AZ 303 and 304. But to be able to reach that, you need to have knowledge on the AZ 104, the Azure Administrator. And if you don't have fundamental Azure knowledge, then you need to do something with Azure Fundamentals. Well, like I said, the content is available on Skills Academy, but this slide is very important in the conversations on determining what should be the skills plan for your organization, for the people in different roles. And Microsoft is really pushing cloud knowledge in the market, and I think that's a good thing. It's very important. We've heard it. You need to know what you're managing before you can really manage it. And One of the initiatives that Microsoft does in this fiscal year is the Enterprise Skills Initiative, and we have done many training, a lot of training with many of you for the past years, and especially also the last year in the Enterprise Skills Initiative. It's something that is available for some customers, and it contains benefits like we've shown here on the slide. Digital skilling through online platforms. Well, in our case, we always offer Skills Academy. So if there's an Enterprise Skills Initiative project, we add Skills Academy to it until the end of the fiscal year. Microsoft Virtual Training Day events, free fundamentals training offered by Microsoft to be well prepared for the role-based training that we offer in this program from Computrain. The white arrow means that it's a Computrain offering. We offer the role-based training for your students in a hybrid modality if you want to, but it can also be in a ILT modality. And then if you're a very big customer, then you also have many courses available in the advanced role-based training schedule from Microsoft, which is virtual classroom training, full length. So it's not a hybrid modality as we do it at Computrain, but full length, 4 or 5 days, but it's available for you in the program. And then, of course, after doing the training, we help you with certification, the prep services, the measure practice test to become certified. And certification vouchers can be offered either by Microsoft or by Computrain, depending on the type of program. Well, it's an example of the program, the Enterprise Skills Initiative. And if you think if you're not sure if you are eligible for a program like that, you can always reach out to your local Microsoft sales representative, your account executive that you are in contact with, or you can contact us. We are in well connection with those people at Microsoft. So if you don't know, are you eligible for any of the funding programs, then contact us at Computrain. And we can always support you finding out. Well, let me finish with 2 examples of what we've done with customers. And the first example is a project with a telco company where we combined the power of online learning in Skills Academy with the on-site training in a bootcamp. And what we did actually, we offered we set up the Skills Academy for this customer, and we decided together with Microsoft and the customer, well, you can enroll as many people as you want in this platform. And at a certain moment, there were almost 300 people registered with 800 course starts and 180 course completions, with a completion rate of 22.6%. So the entry point was learn as much as possible using Skills Academy. And then we sat with Microsoft and the stakeholders at the customer, and we said, okay, well, we have these 300 people. Which of these people do you think should be taking the next step, should really get certified, and should enter either a bootcamp or a hybrid a model with a 2-day exam preparation session? So we selected them, and we offered them a bootcamp. We delivered them a bootcamp with 24 students out of those 267. And those 24 students, they did 53 exams, of which 46 of those exams were passed, resulting in 19 full certifications. And that was in a time that for Azure Administrator, you still needed two exams early last year. And the pass rate of the exams was 87%. So that's quite a high passing percentage. And that's because this bootcamp, if you're well prepared in the self-study phase, and people were well prepared using Skills Academy, then you only need to dot some I's and cross some T's to get certified. That sounds simple. It's not simple. The bootcamp is a real tough week of studying, of course. But it results in many certifications for many people. We had people taking the grand slam of certifications with 4 or 5 certifications in 1 week because they did the exam during the bootcamp. Well, the second example, and it's a more recent example, it's a bootcamp for a finance company, and we call it now the Unlimited Certification Bootcamp. for them. We did 2 boot camps with in total 29 students, and those 29 students, they took 75 exams, of which 62 were passed, and that resulted in 2.1 exams per student on average. And for many of these people, the AZ900 that they already took before is not counted in these numbers. So you can see, if you prepare well, if you take your time 4 to 6 weeks using either Skills Academy that we can support you with, or any other way, any other content that is available in the market, as long as it's related to the certification goals, of course, can really help you in preparing for a bootcamp. And in the bootcamp that we organize, and we're almost doing a bootcamp every week, or at least every other week, for customers, and the certification results are in general quite high. And in the session with where Marco has conversations with Michel from SurfNet and Stefan from ABN AMRO, they will also address the bootcamp a little bit more. Which brings me to the end of my presentation. I don't know if there's any questions, but let me check in the window. I don't see a question. I see that people like the analogy with pilots to certify and recertify according to the aviation rules. Yeah, that's true, and that's exactly what I mean. You need to have people that are certified, and of course recertified, because cloud is also changing very rapidly. So Microsoft has recertification rules and recertification programs. And if you want to know more about everything and more about what I discussed here, then just contact me at the email address shown, pkersten@computrain.nl, or give me a call or text me at this number, and I can always try to help you and direct you and lead you to the right people to support you. Don't hesitate. And also, if you're interested in a customer branded Skills Academy portal, don't hesitate to contact me, and I can tell you more about it.